ABC News made an oopsie. They made an oopsie poopsie. They made an uh-oh. And oh no, uh-oh. Oh no, what happened? So an ABC station mistakenly airs election results declaring Harris winner of key swing state. What? What just happened? Why are you producing election results now? What is going on? What's happening here? Someone explain what's happening here, because I think we have to know what exactly is going on here. Because look, first of all, an ABC station ignited a flurry of conspiracy theories. This is from the New York Post, by the way. This came out yesterday. All right. Came out yesterday. Conspiracy theories after it aired what appeared to be official election results for Pennsylvania that showed Kamala Harris easily winning the key swing state more than a week before Election Day. The shocking result popped up at the bottom of the screen during Sunday's broadcast of the Formula One Mexico Grand Prix by ABC News local affiliate WNEP-TV. WNEP TV, where you're going to find out the election result of Kamala winning Pennsylvania a week before. Time travel, slime travel. Continuing on, of course, which serves the northern part of the Keystone State. It showed the vice president capturing 52% of the votes compared to 47% for Republican challenger Donald Trump, with 100% of the precincts reporting in. What? What? All lies will be exposed. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All lies will be exposed.
Absolutely, all lies will be exposed. I mean, come on. What do you think is going to be happening here, my lovelies? What do you think will be happening here? The graphic caused a stir on social media, prompting claims of election rigging. I'd call this maybe election fraud right here. One user posted on X, "The cheat is on." WNEP TV said the results came up on the screen in error and that they had been randomly generated as part of a test ahead of the November 5th election. Oh, WNEP TV. Shush. Shut up. You got caught with your pants down. When you get caught with your pants down, you're in luck. All right, that was a terrible joke. That was a dad joke. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, I'm not a father. All that stuff. Hey, listen. Shh. It was a stupid joke, but I think it was funny. I think it was funny. And because I'm in charge of the show, I dictate what happens. So continuing on, those numbers should not have appeared on the screen. It was an error by WNEPT that they did. The station told the Daily Mail, which first reported on the story. The numbers seen on the screen were randomly generated test results sent out to help news organizations make sure their equipment was working properly in advance of election night. So what? You just wanted to show Kamala winning? Eh? Is that what you wanted to show? The broadcast continued. The numbers were not reflective of any actual vote count. Pennsylvania law does not allow mail-in ballots to be taken out of their envelopes until 7 a.m. on Election Day, and no votes of any kind will be counted in Pennsylvania until after the polls. I said tools. Polls. I read that wrong. That's on me. Close at 8 p.m. WNP regrets the error and apologizes for any confusion. We are ever so sorry. We have taken steps to ensure that it does not happen again. Never, forever, never again. Trump is up by a razor-thin margin of 0.7% in Pennsylvania, garnering 48.2% to Harris's 47.5%, according to the data from Real Clear Politics. In the election, Joe Biden eked out a victory in Pennsylvania by the narrowest of margins, beating Trump by 80,555 votes, or 1.17%, and snatching the state's 20 electoral votes to win the presidency of, get this, these United States. Trump supporters began circulating the footage from WNEPT's broadcast and weighing in on the air. ABC is cheating for the Democrat machine. That's right. Mickey Mouse is here. What do you think? Who do you think owns ABC News, losers? It's the mouse. The mouse house. Their license should be revoked, wrote one user. Another person, if the graphics pop up after November 5th with the same percentages and the same vote count, it'll be extremely suspicious. And the media wonders why nobody trusts them. Of course. Disney owned. That's right, folks. I own all your favorite shows. The Skaven will reign supreme. Disney-owned ABC has been under fire during this election season following the network's airing of presidential debate on September 10th. Critics accused ABC News and moderators David Murr and Lindsay Davis of bias in favor of Harris. Conservative commentators claimed that the moderators continue to fact-check Trump while they left Harris alone. There has also been dueling profiles from the Wall Street Journal, New York Times, detailing the close friendship between Harris and Disney executive Dana Walden, who is running to become the company's CEO, which has raised some eyebrows. Oh, if you thought Kathleen Kennedy was bad, you ain't seen nothing yet. For her part, Walden has tried to distance herself from the news division of the Mouse House. You never leave the Mouse House. Ha-ha! 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 Vote for Kamala, losers. Despite the historical political donations and fundraising efforts for Harris. So why is this important? Because, folks, Democrats are panicking. The numbers ain't adding up. These numbers ain't adding up for Harris, and CNN is in a full-blown panic.
Just 28% of Americans, voters, think the country is going in the right direction, is on the right track. And I want you to put that into a historical perspective for you. Okay, what's the average percentage of the public that thinks that the country is on the right track when the incumbent party loses? It's 25%. That 25% looks an awful bit like that 28% up there. It doesn't look anything like this 42% doesn't look anything like this 28%. So the bottom line is, very few Americans think the country is on the right track at this particular point. It tracks much more with when the incumbent party loses than with it wins. In fact, I went back through history. There isn't a single time in which 28% of the American public thinks the country is going on the right track in which the incumbent party actually won. They always lose when just 28% of the country believes that the country is on the right track.
It is a hard, you are swimming upstream if you're trying to win in this environment.
They're scared. They're so afraid. Hey, corporate media, listen. Step aside. Hard lens media's taking over. CNN, when you finally shut your doors, I promise every year to at least deliver a tribute. And that is a big old steaming morning dump on the remains of CNN studios. You guys are so afraid. You guys were promoting Biden and doing stories such as Biden is running circles. So hold on. You want to see acting? Here's acting. Here. Because remember, corporate media, you guys were saying that Biden, he was fresh and fit, that he was running circles. Woo! Yeah. And then you said that Kamala was loved and everyone was with her. I'm going to say you told a lie. A lie. It's okay. It's okay, Democrats. You're being caught with your pants down, and you're afraid of what third parties will do. You're afraid. You're so afraid, and it's okay to be afraid. Don't be scared. Don't be scared, Democrats. It's okay.
Also, President Biden, on a micro level, a lot of the coverage today is over something President Biden said. On the macro level, what kind of a weight is
It's the macro and the micro, the macro and the micro, the micro and the macro.
he on the Harris campaign?
Yeah, so, Joe Biden isn't on the ballot, but he's certainly in the minds of Americans, right? So I went back and I looked, okay, was the successor of the same party when the president's net approval rating was negative at this point, which Joe Biden's most definitely is? He's 15 points underwater. Now, we don't know if Kamala Harris is going to succeed Joe Biden, but we know back in 2008, George W. Bush, his approval rating was down in the 20s. Did a Republican succeed George W. Bush? No. How about in 1968? Lyndon Baines Johnson, his net approval rating was negative. Did a Democrat succeed Lyndon Baines Johnson? No. How about in 52? Harry S. Truman, his approval rating was in the 20s, if not the upper teens. Did a Democrat succeed Harry S. Truman in 52? My memory, no.
That's right. Who succeeded after Truman? General Dwight D. Eisenhower. Let's get busy. If you know the reference of Eisenhower and the Let's Get Busy, you're a classic Simpsons fan. When Krusty the Clown was told that TV would no longer be on air, he went to a ham radio TV station shack in the middle of the desert. And he was going crazy. And he had like a picture of Dwight D. Eisenhower as one of his guests on his show. Oh, Simpsons used to be good. And by the way, just in case anything ever happens or if I go crazy, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find a shack in the desert My special guest co-host will be General Dwight, a picture, a portrait of General Dwight D. Eisenhower.
No, is Kate Baldwin.
Diana.
No, Diana.
Separate.
Well played.
Close. Wrong time of the year.
Well played.
Dwight Eisenhower, a Republican, succeeded Harry S. Truman. So the bottom line is, for Kamala Harris to win, she'd have to break history, be a Democrat to succeed Joe Biden when Biden's approval rating is way underwater at this point.
Again, it could happen. It just doesn't in recent history for sure. Okay, registration numbers, Harry.
Yeah, Republicans have been registering voters in big, huge numbers. They have been gaining in party registration versus the Democrats in the swing states with party registration. We're talking Arizona. I think it's a 5-point. They've expanded their lead from 5 points from where it was back in 2020. How about Nevada? Big Republican registrations there. They like the early vote. How about North Carolina? Big Republican registration gains. How about Pennsylvania? We spoke about it before a few months ago. Big Republican party registration gains versus from where they were 4 years ago. So Republicans are putting more Republicans in the electorate. The Democratic number versus the Republican number has shrunk. And so the bottom line is, if Republicans win come next week, Donald Trump comes next week, the signs all along will have been obvious. We would look at the right direction being very low, Joe Biden's approval rating being very low, and Republicans really registering numbers. You can't say you weren't warned.
Again,
Yeah. All right. Hey, wait, Democrats. That's not what you're saying from the beginning. That's not what you were saying from the beginning, Democrats. You guys were afraid. You guys were so afraid because I remember early on you saying that Democrats had this in the bag and that Trump didn't have a chance and he was going to go to jail. He was going to go to jail. He was going to go to jail. You were afraid. You know, I mean, and look at this. Look at this now. The numbers ain't adding up for you.
this is the data which supports the idea of a Trump victory. Tomorrow, viewers, you will get the other side.
Stay tuned.
Yes. Stay tuned. Oh, I can't. Oh, man. Oh, I can't wait for the meltdown. But this also serves as a warning, too, because there's been also recent reports of ballot stuffing. There's been reports of mail-in ballot boxes being burnt. So I've said this on my show. You know, me and Daniel, we've been saying this even in our street days when we were on the streets with our cell phone and when we got onto radio. We always tell our audience members, please know the rules and regulations of your state's laws as a voter. And the thing is, many of you are saying, well, what do you mean by this, Kit? Well, because the United States doesn't have election integrity here, okay? And maybe I'm projecting what I've been going through in my state, in my city. But election integrity in Chicago. Oh, we have a video from 2020 that has 50,000 views on it. I'll probably, I'm going to post that link when I clip this video so you guys can see it for yourselves. Let me be clear here on this. Let me be very clear on this. All right, so all of you know, you need to be aware of what's going to happen because that ABC News post showing, again, maybe they were testing out the machinery. Maybe they were, maybe they weren't. But it's going to be oddly suspicious if things happen the way they do because, look, I've been looking at the numbers. I've been looking at the rallies. I've been looking at enthusiasm, and I've been reading between the lines. All these videos from a lot of diehard liberals is a sign of panic. It's a sign of fear. They're losing Black voters and Latino voters and Asian voters. They're losing Arab voters and Muslim voters. They're losing young men. And they're desperately trying to make themselves relevant. Loud white men for Kamala. AOC and Tim Walz playing Madden NFL on Twitch. Doing all this stupid stuff. Desperation in trying to convince people that they're the better candidate. Now, who knows? Maybe Kamala wins. Maybe she doesn't. But Democrats, corporate media, the great lie is being revealed. And to quote the great Cat Williams, the prophet of our times, especially the prophet of this year.
All lies will be exposed.
Democrats, your lie of saying that Biden and Kamala has us in the bag is being exposed. We'll see what happens on election night. But as I've said before, if you're going to melt down, please do it in 4K. I want quality videos of your liberal tears flowing. My audience deserves the laugh.